follow the band. They follow leadership, you follow the band. I could go on to tell you what all the colors mean in the ribbon. The most popular ribbon for the little girl was either white, black, or red, or green, right? That's the popular ribbon. But the most popular ribbon of those now was red. The most popular ribbon of all for the little girls is red. Red means uninhibited sentiment. Uninhibited sentiment. Red means you're giving the full heart. Full blood of the heart. Sentiment. Uninhibited sentiment. Just loose sentiment. Not governed by intelligence or anything. That's red. That's why they have red as a symbol for danger. You're in danger when you don't have intelligent control of your sentiments or of your spiritual impulses or inclinations. If you don't have intelligent control, you're in danger. So they have a red light. And when the bull is about to charge, what they say the bull sees red. So it means that he is now completely dominated by influences on his impulses. He's out of control of himself. And he just goes rushing headlong a bull at the target. That's the red, right? This is the bull nature. Bull nature. All right. So we know what a red represents. So they say have a green ribbon. What would green ribbon represent then? Green represents culture. It also represents growth. Why does culture stand as a term for the green? Or for that symbol, green? Because green represents production in agriculture, in civilization. If you have a lot of natural light, most likely you are a better off country, right? And when you don't have that, most likely you're not all the. There's an exception. There's Arabia would have all the oil over there, but that's unusual. Wealth before, in olden days, was measured in terms of how much agricultural development you had, or how big a military force you had, so you can get dominance over green ground. Maybe you didn't have no green ground, but you had a force that could get possession of other people's green ground, you see? Yeah. You heard the expression, grass was greener on the other side. All right. So now, if we wear green ribbon, that green ribbon is going to say production, culture. So what does this say? If this is not coming directly to the minds of the people who are going to be participating, it's talking over their heads. And it's telling them to yield the sentiments of your heart to culture, to the culture. Don't do anything outside of the cultural dictate. You see? Well, that's okay. Tell me that. But tell it to me as a man. Don't tell it to me in no symbol. Don't tell it to me over my head. It never reaches me. You just telling yourself. So what are they saying to each other over our heads? We have to hold these niggas within the confines of the culture that we operate. They manipulate the culture. They operate the culture. So they're saying, look, tell them to wear green. Do you think you chose green ribbon? A lot of our people think, you don't know. You think you chose jazz. You never chose jazz. All this stuff you get, you didn't choose it. They choose it for you, but it comes through your own people, and we all think that it came from us. Dear beloved people, let us look again. In the ship, the keel is that part of the ship that's balanced by the water level. All right? You've heard the expression on an even keel? Okay, so above the water level, you don't have the keel, you have the rim. And above that, connecting that, you have the stern. All right? So what does that tell us? That tells us that part given to wobbling or to getting off keel is the part that's called the rib section. All right? So what part of you is given to give it off, to slip it off of keel, slip it off of the even keel, slipping out of the even keel? It is the blind motivations of your heart. Isn't that right? Your blind sentiments, the blind impulses of your heart will take you off of an intelligent keel or an even keel. So ribs represent that. When Genesis says the woman was made from a rib of man, it's saying the woman was made from the blind tendency in man. That's why she's called Hawa. And Allah tells us that anyone who gives himself to his own Hawa is destined to be led astray. Is that right? Yes. And her name is Hawa, or Hava in the Turkish language, and the Jewish language too, I think. Hava. Okay. So Hava was made from the rib of the man. What is the rib of the man? It's that part that gives some kind of protection for the lungs. The heart is in the chest, everything in the chest, but the lungs almost. You don't have trust the Bible? No, I don't convince you. You just take that with a grain of salt or with a grain of pepper or sugar, whatever you like to take with it. 7 true ribs, 3 false ribs, 2 floating ribs. All right? Now, the woman was made from a rib of the man in Genesis. Now, here is a woman appearing in the New Testament, and she is crying and washing Jesus' feet with her tears and her hair. And she's called Mary Magdalene. She's one of 3, I think, very important Marys in the Bible. Her name is Mary Magdalene. Now, what is she? She's a figure depicting who? She's a figure depicting the people who give themselves to the blind sentiment, the blind sentimentality of the human makeup. Their sentimentality is not governed by intelligence. It's just blind. They give themselves blind into emotional stimulation. Dear beloved people, if the hair represents the sensitivity in the human being, then the ribbons represent the ribs that check or that hold that in place. The ribbon is serves the same purpose or has the same meaning in the hair that ribs have in the body. The hair is symbolic of your dormant intelligence. The intelligence that's dormant in us, it feels what's right and wrong. But because it's dormant, it's asleep. Another name for dormant is asleep. Because it's dormant, it's asleep. And the asleep person is blind. So what we're talking about is blind sensitivity that's not intelligently directed or managed. So it goes fluttering about like the hair. In the symbolism of the hair, we have hair as also meaning fire. How did they get this symbolism? They used to watch men and women running, and especially women. And when the woman, Caucasian woman or the European type, when they run, their hair looks like flames, look like the head is on fire. It gives picture to the artist of flames shooting from the hair. So they connected the hair with flames, flames meaning passions, passions that's unchecked passions. And if you still kept up with the meaning that we were talking about earlier, you'll see that all of this carry the same meaning or speak from the same sensitivity in the human being. Speaking from the same sensitivity in the human being. Why is it so important for us to have these hairstyles, to part the hair? Don't you know women used to have a set way of styling their hair? They had so many